Pete Seeger, the great songwriter and singer, was also, of course, a great environmentalist, and he used his musical talents to encourage others to be as well. Well, today here on the Gulf Coast, one of his, shall we call him, disciples, carries on. Take a 36-foot sailboat, a group of curious kids, some salt water, and you've got the Aquarian Quest.
I'm going to teach you an old sea shanty that they used to sing on tall ships to raise the sails or pull the anchor up. Here we go, ready? I will roll the old chariot along.
Raising sails, charting courses, singing sea shanties. Just a few of the things students learn to do aboard this floating classroom.
All falling behind. Belay. All right. Our primary purpose is to bring children and adults out and try to get people to understand that the Earth is the only planet that we know as human beings we can live on. And so as we put that into practice, we understand that we all have a responsibility as stewards of the Earth to try to keep the natural systems that are in play working to their best and to our greatest advantage.
The Aquarian Quest was founded by three longtime sailors, one of them environmental educator Robert Killian.
If we can educate children to being responsible and recognizing their place in the natural flow of all that there is, of the environment, of ecology, when they grow up, they're going to be more responsible individuals. Okay, ready? Haul! Haul! Don't walk backwards. Haul! Haul! We'll roll the old chariot along. We'll
On this voyage, some lessons are scripted. Others are not.
That's a part of the reason why we use the sailboat, because we want them to have the experience of being in the moment on the water.
On the water, in the moment, hands-on.
We found that if you take a student and you engage that student physically in the learning process, then they will retain that education, that information much, much longer than if they're just sitting getting lectured or being passive in it.
Up, down, up and down the river, sailing on, stopping all along.
The idea isn't new. In the early 70s, folk singer Pete Seeger spearheaded an environmental education movement aboard his sloop, the Clearwater.
And it was just the beginnings of the consciousness of a need to pay attention to the natural systems and what human activity, how it was impacting those natural systems.
Garbage here, garbage there, garbage there. Here, there, up and down the river, sailing on.
Seeger didn't like how polluted the Hudson River had become, so using sloop and song, he raised ecological awareness. Well, Robert worked with Seeger aboard the Clearwater for 20 years.
Simply, the idea is that the quality of the environment has a direct effect on the quality of the life we live in it. The better the quality of the environment, the better the quality of our lives.
That experience inspired Robert to help start the Aquarian Quest program in 2001.
Did you catch that fish again?
Since then, more than 10,000 children have taken part in the ship sailing adventure.
Do you think that looks clear?
No.
Learning stations on board teach kids water quality, the food chain, historic maritime navigation.
They get to take a point of direction on the land and how to take that and put it onto the chart so they can find out right where we are on the water.
I think we might have some plankton here.
And then we have magnifiers and petri dishes and charts so the kids can study the plankton to try to identify them. And then from the plankton station, they go to the fish and invertebrate station, where we have an aquarium set up with the creatures that eat the plankton. So there's the link in the chain.
And what do you think will happen to the sample?
From there, and they go to a water testing station where they actually do a field test as an indication of whether the water is healthy or not.
Students enthusiastically soak up the lessons.
What is this body of water called, you know? Gulf of Mexico.
My favorite part was the plankton.
Why is that?
Because we got to suck up little pieces of plankton and look at it under a microscope.
My favorite part, that's probably the real hardest question. It was everything, because I got to go here, I got to go there and there.
Guys, what do you think you could do to eliminate pollution?
Oh, I think for my students, just being on a boat, being out in the fresh air, connecting with an environment that is local to them, that they are near every day, but maybe not always having the opportunity to engage in the way that they engage today.
Engaged, enlightened, eager to share what they learned.
It was really interesting, and I did a lot of experiments and I got seasick.
What inspired me to buy a boat and maybe swim around the ocean and try to help other animals by picking up garbage and help pollution.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
3 hours later, the journey ends and a new awareness has begun.
I want the kids to go away with an understanding, somewhat of an understanding, that everything on this planet is interconnected and interdependent, and that basically we're stewards of the earth.
So how do you teach children a lesson about the importance of our amazing marine environment? A lesson they'll never forget? Easy. Just add water.
It's a wonderful place we live in, isn't it?
Well, that's our variety show. We're glad you watched. Hope you'll watch next time we open a volume of the Gulf Coast Journal. And we leave you then with some more variety. The variety of life and sights along the Gulf Coast.
We are the boat. We are the sea. I sail in you. You sail in me. The stream sings it to the river, and the river sings it to the sea, and the sea sings it to this boat that carries you and me. Somos el barco, somos el mar. Yo navego en ti, tú navegas en mí. We are the boat, we are the sea.
You can order this or any other volume of a Gulf Coast Journal with Jack Perkins on high-quality DVD format. Call 1-800-354-9338 or visit our website at wedu.org.